Thanks, Kirk. Attorneys discussed motions in the case of a former Parkersburg swim coach accused of sexual abuse during a hearing this morning. David Andrew Adams was indicted on numerous charges of sexual assault and abuse against minors earlier this year. During the motions hearing this morning, defense attorney Bill Merriman was seeking approval for a motion for a bill of particulars. Merriman argued that the indictment didn't provide enough detail about the charges for Adams to prepare a defense. Judge Jason Wharton agreed to grant the motion in part. He asked the prosecution to provide a bill of particulars with more detail about the specific acts Adams is accused of without requiring more specific information about when the acts allegedly took place. Another motion hearing is set for December 20th. Adams is set to go on trial on January 7th.